This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and to reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffalo World, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back, saw the 4-5. If you play then you lay right there by your own kind. Pull up a 4 with a loco, tell them run this bitch back like so-so. Got this rap here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin, shout out to Bobo. Moved out the trenches, now look how we live. Tell my BM.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, June 24th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. You know, it is Tuesday, so we will be checking in with Grand Bahama in short order. It is the Freeport Report coming up. Obviously, you know, every Tuesday, great segment in the Nassau Guardian, courtesy of the Grand Bahama News, getting you caught up with all things Grand Bahama and in Freeport. So we will be touching base with Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper on the flip side of the break. But we want you to chime in. The lines are going to be open, and if you want to chime in, here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free in any one of the Family Islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. All right, people, in addition to everything in Grand Bahama, we got to mention some of these headlines as well.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
Here's what's blazing up the pages in the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. Davis warns civil servants no one will be allowed to hamper government's progress. Story by Travis Cartwright Carroll. Addressing hundreds of Progressive Liberal Party supporters last night, Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis said his administration has more work to do before the next election. You think? And warned civil servants not to slow down the process his government wants to make. I am fully prepared to move anyone or send anyone home who isn't getting the Bahamian people's work done. Well, Mr. Davis, if you have that argument for civil servants, why don't you have it for some of your members of your cabinet? If you could, throw that shakedown threat to the civil servants, I suggest you do it to your cabinet as well. Bahamians want to exercise caution in major U.S. cities, avoid travel to the Middle East. NIB goes after non-compliant businesses. And Fernanda, oversaturation of gaming houses. Bahamas Christian Council President Bishop Delton Fernanda is urging Bahamians to back against the number of gaming houses in inner-city communities. Okay, I get that, Mr. Fernanda, or Bishop Fernanda, but what about the liquor stores? And a plethora of Asian restaurants and other things going on in the inner city. Liquor store in every corner. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you address the murders? We just had a spate again. I mean, I'm glad you're talking on this, but shouldn't you be speaking on other issues and other things? Didn't we just have members of the church being brought up for sordid and horrid details against children and minors, but nothing from you? Oh, Lord. Now it's just the front page. So much more on the inside. Be sure to check that out. Let's check the gas tracker real quick before we go to the break. Rubis, 548. Shell, 550. Esso, 551. All right, that's your gas tracker right there. High prices, and they can go up. You see what's going on in the Middle East, right? Okay. All right, we got a great conversation lined up with Grand Bahama coming up on the flip side of the break. Sarah Kirkby will be joining us. Darren Cooper will be joining us. And we'll be chopping it up, so keep it right where you got it. The Tuesday, June 24th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
The Lord. 30K on my riches for hard times. These just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back, told a 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Pull up a 4 in a loco. Tell them runners be back like so-so. Got this rap here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin. Shout out to Bobo. Nigga, my BM to furnish the crib. Walk out the mall with some shoes for the kids. Deposit the checks from my bank full of M's. Paid up my rent, now I'm up for the year. The view look crazy from here.
Hear that? That's not just a crunch. It's the sound of flavor turning up. Introducing the Doritos Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, a delicious combination of KFC's juicy original recipe extra large filet, stacked with real Doritos nacho cheese chips for a loud, cheesy crunch in every bite. It's bold, it's crunchy, and it's only $8.95. Everyone's chasing the crunch. Don't be the one who missed it. KFC and Doritos, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
How often should you change your oil in your car? Every 3,000 miles or 3 months? Definitely by the time the light come on. A car needs oil just like we all need water. Let Muffler World change your oil and oil filters to help you keep your ride on the road. Regular oil changes will save your car's engine. Stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street or Robinson Road to have your car's oil changed in no time flat. Muffler World on Mackey Street is open on Saturdays 8 to noon.
Sign up now for the Michael Scootery Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic. This is our 30th year, and we are doing it big. Sign up for 13 and under Tropical Gyro, 16 and under the Myers Group, Sun Oil, 20 and under in the Church Group, We Buy, You Sell, the Design Group in the Open Division, and for the first time, the Jamaica Bahamas Corporate Division. Competition begins July 14th to the 20th at the Hope Center. And then Kendall Isaacs. That's the Michael Scootery Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, where we shoot hoops instead of guns.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. 6.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You're listening to Talkin' Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio. 96.9 FM.
It's time for the buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back, told a 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Pull up a 4 in a loco.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, June 24th edition of Talking Heads. Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Let's get down to Grand Bahama. We got Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper, as we do each and every Tuesday, chiming in live from Grand Bahama. What's going on, Sarah? What's going on, Darren?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, my darling?
Sarah, I know you're traveling, and I appreciate you chiming in while you're traveling. So please, I don't want to keep you from shopping because I know that's part of your criteria on that foreign list is to shop. And I won't keep you away from.
That's the only reason why they let me in the country.
Yeah, I think I hear you and Trump tight too, though. So I guess that's probably why Donald probably hooked it up for you. Me, not so much. They might snag me at the airport. Ice, baby.
I was hoping they didn't look at my TikTok. I'd have been kicked out fast.
But anyhow, what you got for us this week from the Grand Bahama News? Obviously, each and every Tuesday, we got a great supplement in the Guardian, courtesy of the Grand Bahama News. Let us know all things going on in Grand Bahama. And then Darren and I will chop it up. And boy, Darren and I we got a certain, statement by the Deputy Prime Minister we need to address involving that airport down there. But
so
anyway.
I'm just going to go real quick for you guys because I know Darren has to go somewhere too. So I'm the first story obviously is on the airport today. There was no real clarity, but it sounds like we're now looking at 2026, which is not a surprise.
Excuse me? No, sir. Didn't the Deputy Prime Minister and I have the clip say that it's going to be finished by the end of this year? So
2025, yes.
Who talking smacking out of who's spewing BS out of two sides of their mouth? What's going on again?
Well, this is what I'm going to leave you guys to discuss. I'm very frustrated about it, but I don't see how we even get done by 2026. We haven't seen the plans. There are bigger plans. They've said they've now have to readdress them with because of the new Grand Lacayan deal, which we still don't know about. So, I'm going to leave you two to address that one if you don't mind. Let me come back because I know, Darren is featured in there, and I'd really like him to speak to what he said. We did a story on donating blood, and again, I want to send out a passionate plea for everyone to think about donating. I know people get scared about it. It is not that easy, and the best part is you get to eat a good meal and cookies afterwards. So please, please, please consider donating and read about our needs on the island in that story today. There is a great story on our UB students, who have been going to Ocean Key and working there on environmental projects that are happening on that island. It's a great story. And there's two young ladies that speak in this article that are really great. So I want to encourage everybody to read that one and see the work that's happening on Ocean Key. It really feels like there's an all-out effort now to get our corals back. And I think we are one of the only countries protecting it so much. So it's fantastic. I had to show off a little bit, as you know. I like to do that. Naughty, we have a beautiful Grand Bahama girl who won a huge fitness event in the States, and she will now go to international level competition. A lot of people will know her because she is Bookie Nesbitt's daughter. So I would encourage you to have a look at the beautiful, stunning ladies that are in the paper today. A little bit of eye candy there for you. We have the June Police Roundup, and then we have a great little story about the sailing community, which I think is also near and dear to Darren's heart. I think his children sail, I'm not too sure. But they teamed up with Abaco, and so they had a great sailing event, and Abaco hosted Grand Bahama. Sounds like it went really well, and they reached out to us from Abaco to run the story. So I really want to thank them for that, because we are really much trying to feature the north of the Bahamas as much as we can. So a thanks to Karina Pinder and her family for their news with us, and well done to the kids. Maybe Darren can tell us more on that as well. See how quick I did that, boys?
That's it?
I'm trying to be quick.
You trying to make the ball and go sharp. That's all you trying to do. But yeah, all right.
You know it.
Well, we appreciate you chiming in, sir. Get to your shopping, man. We'll chat to you next week, or if you want to hang around, that's cool. Not a problem.
I'm going to hang around for a little bit and listen to you guys, but I really am, want to hear the discussion. And I just want to shout out to all those people who support us each week and support the paper. So I want to let you guys go at it and let me listen and tune in if I can.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, just...
Very good.
Yeah, I was dropping
How
out.
are you?
And listen, I just want to say something too, though. And I should have done it at the top of the hour. And I just kicked myself in the foot because I wanted to do it before we opened. But obviously, I knew we had to get to Grand Bahama. I know you're shopping. I know Don's got limited time. But I wanted to say it at the top of the show, and I'm going to do it now, and I'll do it at the end of the show. But you all need to wish me and MJ a very happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
There you go. And I just want to say to MJ, I wanted to do it at the beginning. Obviously, you're a proud Grand Bahamian, so I'm sure we had pressing issues to get to Grand Bahama. We got to talk about this airport. But listen, it has been the best 23 years of my life. The absolute best. All right? I could not imagine a day on this planet without MJ. I could not imagine a day on this planet without seeing her smile, holding her hand, talking to her. Even when she around me, I couldn't live a day without that. So I truly want you to know that you complete me, MJ. I love you to the infinity, eternity, plus forever. Amen. And I definitely, wanted to surprise you earlier, and I didn't get a chance to do it. But after I got off work, you thought I was joking, but I got that lap dance for you, baby. I got that lap dance. So yeah.
Naughty, you got all the girls in town swooning right now. I mean, for you.
I don't want them. I got my favorite girl. I got my best girl. Good luck to all the rest of them. I don't need none of them.
I'm so
Nor do I want none of them.
I know, but I'm so proud of you as a man that you say all this. It is wonderful to hear. And I am so proud of you. That's very sexy.
But I'll be honest with you, just between me and you, since the cat is out the bag, MJ, go to our closet, go to the top shelf, go to the very back, and your Salvatore, your thingam, I can't even say the dude's name. Louboutin. Christian Louboutin. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Red bottoms, baby.
What?
Only the best for the best. That's what I'm saying. So now that I can't surprise you later, MJ, go there now and put them on. And when I get home, nothing else is on, that's fine too. But definitely, yeah, love you to the moon and back. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, which was very important to me, and I needed to get that in, and I appreciate you all allowing me the time to do that. Now we need to talk. Darren, my brother, what is this that I'm hearing about airport potentially in 2026 when the Deputy Prime Minister, Chester Cooper, recently just said this right here?
But actively, we're doing a design build for the new terminal facility. And let me just say, soon we'll see that coming out of the ground. And I think the people of Grand Bahama will be very pleased.
Minister Cooper.
Okay, we haven't had an answer, let alone an official statement saying what we're doing with that airport. We heard nothing about the $400 million that came via a loan to deal with that airport. Now, all of a sudden, in 6 months, on Bahamian time, we can get that done.
Naughty,
can I call BS now?
Naughty, let me say this, that it was said that Grand Bahama International Airport is well on track for completion in 2025. Okay? Well on track. I don't know which track it's on, but it ain't on the track.
They're on day track, or on track road.
Because they got all of this pretty. And listen, I know your listeners may be annoyed of hearing me always finding the negative, but I'm just giving them the reality. These are not my words, but these are the words of those that support and those who work for the Progressive Labour Party and those who represent members in different constituencies. That the international airport is well on track. First of all, we don't even know what is going on with no details. Furthermore, we don't even have details on the big party of the announcement of the Grand Lucayan Hotel property. You think we can have it on the airport? We heard the Minister for Grand Bahama had all of these flattery commitments of what's happening in Grand Bahama, because these are only commitments. Okay? We're talking about there's something $1 billion investment going on in Grand Bahama. That's a lie. It's a myth. It's misleading. These are what we call promises not yet developed. Carnival Cruise Port, yes, being developed. We will see the full manifestation of that in the days to come. But all of those other projects are not projects. African, Caribbean, whatever they want to call it, not developed as yet. The acquisition of the land of the Princess Towers, not completed yet. These are promises, okay? And so I want the Grand Bahamians and those PLP supporters that continues to listen to understand that the budget communication by the Minister for Grand Bahama and also the budget communication by the Member of Parliament for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini Bahama are all talks, but not yet completed. How much longer should we be talking about a Pine Forest Park still not yet completed, over a year of construction? How long should we be talking about a junior high school almost 4 years into office and still no later than Sunday, still no work goes on to date, still not completed as yet? These are promises not yet fulfilled. And that's what needs to be clear. For those who want to sing the praises of this government, of what's happening in Grand Bahama, we got a bunch of promises still working to see the manifestation of them.
I just can't imagine how people could sit there and fix their mouth to say, the Deputy Prime Minister and the 2025, for lack of a better word, how much air bagging have we heard over the last 3 years on this show alone talking about that airport?
The Deputy Prime Minister got up in the House of Assembly when he won, and he said that by 2025, Grand Bahama will have a new airport. That is on the records of the House. And we are now 2025. And we don't even have the completion of the demolition. We don't even know the full reason on why the demolition stopped. All we were told that it was going to become a cargo facility. But nothing from the stop to now has happened. But we see what believed to have been, or to allegedly, there's a hotel purchased by some government official, happens to be the second man in charge. We see quite a bit of construction going on that. We first saw beautiful Grand Bahama, went in and they clean up around the perimeters, and now we see the removal of the windows and the roof off of the building that has been alleged to be the Deputy Prime Minister's building. Construction is going on that as we speak. Matter of fact, I just came from the property and it's going on and it's moving very fast. The roof came off in 1 week. Windows came out in 3 days. The debris is moved. So
debris is moved from where?
From around the property that they say he purchased, or a business or a company, allegedly a company that he's affiliated with, has purchased this place called, this is now going to be what they call incubator or something like that, that the Minister for Grand Bahama continues to talk about. First of all, the sign is there that says incubator something. And we don't know, first of all, if that's going to be the Ministry of Grand Bahama facility for small businesses, who own the building? And if the government don't own the building, which government, who is the private partner, whatever?
Who they rent the building from?
That belonged to Mario Donato. It was the hotel across from J.S. Johnson. That one, right?
It did belong to Mario.
It did belong, yeah. And then the government has bought it, right?
The government?
I can't remember what the name of that hotel was. It's so long ago. It used to be the original. No, was it the Freeport Inn? No, it's a hotel.
So, Sarah, can you confirm that the government of the Bahamas bought that building?
Yeah, we can try to. We're trying to find out a story on that now and find out what's going on. All
right, well, guys, we got a call. Let's get to that call real quick. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty by Nature, Vito Nature.
Hey, what's going on, Jen?
Listen, Freeport crew. Grandmaster crew. Listen, I just phoned in late, but I wanted to ask the Freeport crew, the hotel, what's the position on that hotel? And we were supposed to collect some funds or something, or that going back up in the rafters. What's the position on that?
I remember there was a loan from a British company to facilitate that to the tune of $400 million, correct?
No, I'm talking about this hotel.
Yeah, that's the airport. The hotel is. He's talking about the hotel.
Okay, my apologies, GNN.
Yeah, what's the position on that? Because I think I'm hearing that lately.
Well, if you could tell us, we'd be happy because we ain't know neither.
What you mean you ain't know neither?
We ain't know. We've been asking the government of today the details on the hotel, the purchase, whether they got the money. But I'll tell you this, and this is what I can confirm. I would have contacted the hotel no later than yesterday, being presumptuous, Naughty, and trying to put a booking in for an event. And I was told that we have to wait until the new owners take over, but they can't tell me when.
But they can't. No, it seems like this administration can't tell us anything about anything in Grand Bahama or anything at all.
Well, even the workers can't tell you anything but anything. All they know is no further bookings.
Nah, Grammy boys here and then go drop another bomb. I hear the other day, Dr. Davil, a.k.a. Dr. Doolittle.
You mean Duck and Davil?
Dr. Doolittle on the hospital saying that, and let me show you how serious, not serious these politicians take things. Like no fire engine got to move from the airport and planes is be coming down. And if two fellas got in, or 3 or 4 got in with gunshots or 2 just recently, I got to go to the hospital. Before you do anything to certain patients, in 70 or 80% of the times, you got to take x-rays. You know, all the x-ray machines are broken down in the hospital.
I thought the press release would have indicated that all of the x-ray machines at Princess Margaret, I'm not sure if it's Grand Bahama. It could be, though. It could be.
Princess Margaret. And let me tell you what he told the Bahamian people. He told the Bahamian people they doing logistical work and some of the machines need repair and they switching around. So totally not true. Because when I went there for my leg, I have a fractured femur, and when I went there 7 months ago for my leg, I was turned down for that the orthopedic doctors didn't have, and that only one x-ray machine a couple of months ago was working. So they Darwin them know that machines was under maintenance or whatever, long time. But he tell the Bahamian people the other day they doing some shuffling around and stuff that totally lies. You know how critical that is. If someone got to go there, like a gunshot wound or broken something, and then you got to do the X-ray and you can't get it.
That is not acceptable.
No. But listen, the reality of it, the hospital, even here in Grand Bahama, is in deplorable state. The Rand Memorial Hospital is using water bottles to make what they call IV, the drips. They're using tape to tape it up, and then putting a hole in the top. That's because they can't afford to buy the drips. You have patients who are complaining about chest pains that could believe to be a heart attack, sitting in the hallway in a wheelchair. You have patients in the asthma bay believed to be numb on one side and pressure extremely high, but laying off in the asthma chair bay and not being tended to because there is overcrowding in the hospital. The wards are overcrowded.
You listen to me. Some of the funeral homes have now taken up residence at the hospital. That's how fast people dying in there. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, GNN, good stuff as always, man. Every week it's almost the same thing.
It may sound like a joke, or it may sound like someone making this thing up, but I did last week a live talking about the conditions of the Rand Memorial Hospital. I got a call from someone who believed to be in administration, from what I know them to be a PLP, and of course they had several good choice of words. And tell me that I must stay out of their business and I must talk what I know. Well, I visited the Rand Memorial Hospital last week, Thursday, and I did a tour of it myself. Okay, I walked through the emergency room. I walked through the areas, and these things that I'm telling you, like the patient in the wheelchair in the hallway with the heart condition, chest pains, or the person in the asthma bay with numbness to one side, or the bottle. I have pictures of these things, except the patients. With these things that I'm talking about, the reason why the maggots are crawling all around the hospital because the waste is not being moved fast enough, because it's $15,000 on every shipment. They're back up in the payment of the removal of these shipments because it has to come from Freeport to go to Nassau, and the government takes long to make payment, and because they're not making payment, the items are not moving fast enough. And this is the condition of the Rand Memorial Hospital, that our theater is being even impacted by the fact that there is a lot going on. And so, you know, all this pretty sweet talk that we have coming out of the Ministry of Grand Bahama of the Ministry of Health from Duncan Davil, you know, that's just sweet we are faced with. And I double dare any PLP to question or to even say, not so. Go visit yourself. Because I did it last week, Thursday. And it's concerning that if we have an emergency of any crisis here for medical, we're in trouble. Okay, we have private facilities, but they're only operating to do so much. And that if you go to a doctor's hospital and you are experiencing stroke-like symptoms or heart attack or any major thing, they call the ambulance for you, and they send you to a place that need help. And we got excellent nurses, we got excellent doctors, we got good administrators who want to do their job. But we got a government, and then we can hear the Prime Minister telling the different government departments, oh, fast track, get them files off your desk. Well, what he should do is fast track and get these hospitals on track. You know what it is for a business in Grand Bahama that had a fire on the weekend to be able to watch their building burn to ashes because why? The fire truck then can't effectively do their job. Effectively. That when they reached that even if they didn't save the full building, at least some of what was left in the building could have been salvaged if they'd at least been able to fight the fire. But the complete loss of the building, just the frame of the building left.
Darren, the text just landed and said to tell you, relax. Don't get your gaskets all overworked because there's a $75 million surplus. They can deal with that, man.
Surplus, plenty of people. How my company can brag about a profit when I owe people?
I'm trying to keep it satirical there, Darren. You know what I mean? I know. Because if you don't laugh, you'll scream. I mean, all of this. And then to have the audacity to say that the airport is going to be complete by listen, I want to make a bet with Mr. Cooper or something. Like, really, we need to make a wager. You know, that if it comes to fruition, I'll do this. If it doesn't come to fruition by the end of 2012, then he got to do something. You know, that kind of way?
You know, it's so amazing that we have such beautiful talks now.
I got it. If it don't come to fruition, he got to dress up in a Pinocchio suit, long nose included.
Well, you might as well go and order a suit now. Because it ain't going to happen.
Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hello?
Talking Heads.
Good afternoon, Audie.
Good afternoon.
You and the guest.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Turn your radio down just a little bit for me, bro.
I want you to play two songs for me, and this goes to the PLD. One, the ship is sinking, and two, the ship is sinking because you can see this PLD, you can't trust them. They only loan talk, saying I'm happening. Don't mind them, but they a bunch of noise going all over the place. They didn't know. They didn't see they be gone soon, so they're doing the most dumbest stuff I've ever. So I want the Freeport people. Do not trust this CLT. Once bitten, twice shy. They fool you all before, and they come in to swing you all again. Get rid of this CLT government. They ain't mean you all no good. So I want you to play that song, the Captain, the ship is sinking. That goes for the people. That goes.
I can see what Mr. Producer could do, man. All right?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, but I mean, I'm hearing that sentiment more and more lately, Darren. What about you?
I agree, and you know, it's so sad. Do you see these supporters? You see the crowd last night. That's where we are. We're worrying about crowd.
But listen, hold on. That was for a constituency represented. I mean, if you got for a constituency and that's what you got, that ain't much to brag about. I mean, let's be honest.
I agree.
But hey, aesthetics, smoke and mirrors. That's what this and photo ops. This is what this administration is all about.
I just hope that we as a people will really wake up and see the urgency because, you know, when you go to the RAND, they're not asking you what political belief you have. You go there for urgent care. You go there for care. And at the end of the day, when you go there and your life depends on it, in medical situations, every minute count. And we have to be very serious about our health. And, you know, we have, and this is nothing new. Naughty with the hospital, the Rand Memorial Hospital here in Grand Bahama. This administration came in knowing that Grand Bahama Memorial, the Rand Memorial Hospital in Grand Bahama had great challenges. Okay, so that was very clear. They campaigned on it. Fred Mitchell, Kirkland Russell, Dr. Russell, several of them, even Senator Russell, Senator Turner, they did a video in the front of the Rand Memorial Hospital talking about our Rand Memorial Hospital then before becoming government. So you are now almost 4 years in and you still talking about it. Fred can tell me he concerned about healthcare. He want another term. Why? Why? Because you want to continue to live your best life until you get to 70-something? When you had all this time and you came into office, you didn't see the need. When you took the $50 million or whatever it was allocated to build a hospital, the expansion of the RAN, you allocated the fund someplace else and so you'll come back. But 4 years later, you ain't reached back yet. You're there building a health campus that you've been building for a while. And some of the buildings, even a portion of the building ain't on the ground yet. They are just to the footer and they just putting on fill. And you're telling me that we can actually see the fulfillment of this before the year is out? How? Where, in which life are we going to see that? And so we need this government to stop with the gimmicks, stop with the talks, and let's really get it done, is what we're looking for. Action, man. No more talking. You know, as if the Minister for Grand Bahama has something to prove with all these empty promises. We've seen government after government talk about heads of agreement and promises and commitments, but we never see the fulfillment of them. So let them come on the ground, and then let's talk about it. We saw the cleanup of the opening of the Royal Oasis Road. We saw it. Yeah, there's a great cleanup going on. But to your left is a Junkanoo Shack. And they're all in abandoned buildings. What are going to be done to Superstar Rockers or Kingdom Culture? The hotels became shacks. And this is the minister that cares about the orange economy and all these other economies. People are hurting, Naughty. People are hurting.
There's an old saying, doesn't action speak louder than words? Or inaction in this case speak louder than words?
They're returning home to Grand Bahama. Returning home and there are people who home don't have light in their house, don't have water. Last week there was a mass disconnection in Grand Bahama with power. With power. I had more power requests, help. I told them go to the minister because they're the one got the money. It's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
It seemed like everybody got money, ministers got money, but no Bahamians got money.
Well, I know which one they're talking about.
But they got the allocations, they got the constituency allowances and so on and so forth.
And let me say,
and how does that trickle down to the community? How are we seeing it benefit across the country in communities?
I can tell you because.
But every day the misery index is through the roof. The soup lines are increasing. Bahamians are hungry. I mean, what's going on with that?
But yet we had a $75 million surplus.
Yes. And we got 120 million, but we don't know where it is.
Yeah, the hotel ain't owned by the government.
As Prime Minister Christie used to say, it's in the ethos of the universe. It's somewhere. We just don't know where. But that coming, I guess. That coming. But I tell you one thing I've garnered from all of this situation in Grand Bahama, Darren. I got a great quote from the Prime Minister regarding the Grand Lucayan. And I implore every Bahamian male to get this quote in before football season starts. Because you know your wife or your significant other, they get you to do all kind of little stuff before football season. And then during football season, they want all kind of home improvement projects. No. You tell them, it will get done. And when they put pressure on you before football season starts, say, listen, why are you harassing me? Why are you putting pressure on me? Why are you questioning me? I told you, something is going to get done that hasn't been done before. And it's going to get done. You just need to wait and see. But it's going to get done. Why are you coming with all these questions and all of that? Don't get in the way of process with questions. Now, I'd slap in the back of your neck when you say it, but it's worth a try, fellas. And it'll get you out of doing them chores and home improvement stuff football season over. But for a country, that kind of response don't work. We need answers, and we need them now on multiple levels. And we're tired of the carry-go-bring and nothing.
And not this is not politics playing, you know. This is the reality of where we are. And one of the things that I live the fear of one day needing the RAN. One day carrying my loved one to the RAN. One day needing a fire truck. One day needing these things to actually happen. And all we have, because see, the reality of it is, if something happens to our government officials, they could be airlifted out.
Correct. And we got a PM that believes in foreign health care from his daughter in the States, not here.
Okay. And so, whilst we sing in the praises of Brave, to be told, if he really cared, like he say that he does, we would have felt it, not hear it. We would have felt it. That the Grand Bahamians, the Abaconians, and everybody else would have felt the progressive Liberal Party's presence on all levels. No one home after Dorian from the Disaster Management Authority, they've even changed their name from the DRA now to the Disaster Management Authority. I heard the minister, Lyndon Lundy, or whatever his name is, Lundy, talk about being ready. How are you being ready when we still having flooding with a little bit of rain? How are you ready when our drains are not blown out? How are you ready when our shelters are not prepared? When we're not equipped? When we're not supplied? How are we ready? It's pretty talks, but a little bit of action. And we can let them get on rally stage, and they can rile us up, and they can give us free food and free drinks and a couple dollars and one shirt. But guess what? That $100 to $200 will not save your life when you need it the most. And that is what we need to look at. It doesn't matter if it's PLP or FNM, because if the FNM was in power and we had the condition of the healthcare the way that it is, I'd have been the first one telling them, you gotta go. You ain't making sense. You ain't adding up. Because that is very important. And the little bit of credit that I choose to give to the FNM for that, at least they had the gall to renovate it and make it look somewhat sensible. But this government has done nothing. The therapy trailer, roof cave-in, we bought that. We just launched. Matter of fact, the Minister of Health and the Minister for Grand Bahama just had a big ceremony to launch the opening of that. They no longer in that building. They're no longer in that trailer, which was very difficult for them to get in. The next trailer for emergency care and all type of other cares that we've spent millions of dollars on still sit there. Now I'm being advised, mold infested.
Ugh.
So we've seen nothing from this government in terms of healthcare and really addressing our concerns. I would only assume we'll get fire trucks next year, the year of election, because we're still waiting on them.
But you still got a lawnmower, though.
Say what?
You still got a lawnmower.
Yes, West Grand Bahama still has a lawnmower. Thank you.
Get to the break, man, but I appreciate you and Sarah, as always, chiming in. I thank you for being so candid today. I mean, I got a couple of texts before we get out of here. Naughty, I totally agree with the PM as far as civil servants, but he has to show that he means what he says. We, the employees of the Department of Information Technology and the PM's office, have been waiting for reclassifications for years now. We feel like beggars. We can't get no update on what's happening with our job status. But didn't the PM, are you a civil servant, right? You work in the office of PM? He said you don't get into their progress. Don't say nothing, right? Well, you boy. But anyway, I'll get it out there for you. Keep texting me. I'll make sure you'll get straight. Naughty, those marks should be directed toward the Prime Minister himself. My sister's a supporter of the Prime Minister in Cat Island. She's made application for some Crown land over 20 years. When Christie was Prime Minister, he blamed him for not signing the document. Now, since he became Prime Minister, my sister told me she don't even see him when he visits the island, and she is one of his supporters. I guess now that he's about to soon call election, he may sign the papers, making it appear as if he's doing her a favor. Don't worry, his file is on our desk for review, and the appropriate action will be taken. Wow.
I love it.
Hey, Naughty, politicians always making promises that they can't live up to. Please give Freeport that much-needed airport. Happy anniversary, Naughty, and my favorite talk shows, MJ. I pray you be around to celebrate lots more. What about the both of you? You saying MJ be around to celebrate a lot? What am I, a mirage? But I appreciate the sentiments, Dexter. And here's the last one. Naughty, many of us never believed what the Minister of Health said as it relates to the X-ray machine. It is so sad. You see the poor masses shouting PRP, and the only place they have to go is PMH. Sad but true. Appreciate you, Sarah and Darren, checking in with me and chiming in. We'll do it again next week. Have a great remainder of the week in Grand Bahama. And as we get to the break, as you requested, text that the ship is sinking. Here we go.
The ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, oh electricity, we oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Buenos dias, Bagacho again. Soy Joe Cuban Willie with my numerology report, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Today is Tuesday. Cuatro pelotas. The four balls. The 2, 1, 8, 2, 2, 1, 8, 22, 18, 22, 18. That's your lucky football today. Play and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friends.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides for flavor that will make your mouth happy and your feet dance. Order online or WhatsApp hi to 557-3663 to grab your KFC bucket today. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
We're still here. Since 1941, the Armory Company's top solution for all your business and technology needs. From printers to copier leasing, point of sale to cloud video surveillance, and access control to ATMs, we've got it all. And we ship to all family islands. Call our dedicated customer service team now at 397-1600 or visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street and experience excellence that stands the test of time. The Armory Company. Your success is our business.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back, saw the 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Pull up a 4 with a loco, tell them runners be back like so-so. Got this rap here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin, shout out to Bobo. Moved out the trench.
You got it locked and loaded to the Tuesday, June 24th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Pearlie will be joining us in short order. But listen, before I get into it, and y'all gonna have to wait for sports now. You see, it's one thing if I tell you wait for sports because I got a guest, or we got a phone call, or we got to take a guest over at 5 o'clock. No, you ain't got to wait for that today. You hear this, what I got? Man, look here. And I can take it out so y'all can see it on camera. Y'all are waiting because I got the new KFC Doritos chicken sandwich. Yeah. And oh my God, y'all did it right. Y'all got the nacho cheese Doritos. You got the sauce. Man, that's what I'm talking about right there. All right? So I know corporate can call me if they hear me chewing because corporate don't like me to eat on air. And corporate just really be jealous because they don't have a Kentucky sandwich to eat at the moment. And then I do have it in the moment. And they like to hate on your boy. So I'm going to, secure this. But just know you will hear me chomping throughout the show. You know what I'm chomping on. Or if you try to reach me after the show, then, yeah, I could be chewing for sure. And especially today. And I can make sure I swing by KFC later, too, and get MJ one of these, too. Because I know this may not make it home, and I may get slap in the back of my head. So I'll hit Saunders Beach on the way home. Because Oaksfield is be packed when I get off. It's be packed. At 6:05, it's be packed. And then, of course, too, I have shares in Saunders Beach. So yeah, we know. Saunders Beach is my KFC. You all know that. That is Naughty's KFC. That's mine. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. But listen, y'all got these T-shirts, man. What's going on with this T-shirt right here, though?
Well, this is our fast T-shirt. We have like a little competition between the stores. Every Tuesdays and Fridays is who's the fastest.
But Saunders Beach is the fastest. Saunders is the fastest.
Well, anybody could win.
Anybody could win. Ooh, who won for the last time? Well, you still haven't found a winner yet.
Yeah, South Beach did.
South Beach. They got some good chicken at South Beach, though. Yeah, South Beach, all right. I can't run from it. South Beach is be fast. But yeah, Saunders, pick it up, man. All right? We want you first next time. I like to be number one across the board. I got no South Beach beating you. Because then, you MP down there, Bacchus Road, when you come on the show, can talk smack. You see? And then But nonetheless, KFC, you done it again. I appreciate your chicken sandwiches. I'm a fan of the chicken sandwiches. You know, my favorite will always be the crunch. Just classic chicken sandwich, sauce, lettuce, tomato. That's off the chain. Now, my sons, they fans of the spicy variety. They fans of the boxes. And is this going to be available in a box too?
Yes, it is.
So you can get your soft drink, your fries, your guava biscuits, or your strawberry biscuits, whichever one you like. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, fully loaded. But it's definitely a great taste. It's a great look. And I appreciate KFC keep bringing up these new sandwiches, man. What else you got next lined up? We doing one with Cool Ranch next or Funyuns?
We'll have to keep you all on your toes with that one.
All right.
Check out our social pages to find out more.
Definitely, but you got a winner with this one right here, and it's available at all locations, correct?
Yes, all 10 locations, including the airport.
There you go. And listen, do me a favor, because I've had questions on the show. What time are officially the drive-thrus open until?
Midnight.
So y'all could get this up till midnight. So if you're jonesing 10:30 and you're watching Spud and you're hungry and you got a KFC round, run to the Colonel. And I strongly suggest you try the brand new Doritos chicken sandwich, correct? That's what y'all calling it?
Doritos Kentucky chicken sandwich.
Doritos Kentucky chicken sandwich. And it is finger licking good. Mm-hmm. And I can make sure I let y'all know in detail throughout the show how good this really tastes. But again, be limited time, correct?
Yes.
Because then they got to have another sandwich coming your way that we can talk about in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Get it while you can.
Get it while you can and still get your KFC because it's always finger licking good. All right? And I appreciate you guys stopping by, but I need one of these t-shirts, man. Double extra large, please. All right? Well, hold on. Why y'all get Saunders be so small?
This ain't Saunders be shirt. They have their own shirt.
Okay, well, that's what you had to say. I can go free them up later then. I'll just call the manager now and tell him I have my double extra large meeting.
Yes, sir. Saunders Beach is your store. You could get one of
Well,
those.
actually, I could be honest with you. For proximity, that's my store. But when I want KFC, any location is my store.
Love that.
I love
Did you see what
too.
I said?
I love that too.
So, because sometimes you got to have it. And see, what I like about Oaksfield, where I was telling you, like, it's be packed because by 5:50, they just put a fresh batch on. So by 6 o'clock when I walk out the station, all of Farrington Road, all of Chipping Arm,
You smell like.
following the smell. So when I get there, the line is be huge.
Yeah, but real fast.
No, what I could do is start letting Mr. Producer call them and say, hey, we could be there in 10 minutes, bag it up, and we can make it happen.
We got you.
I got stroke like that. I can make it happen. But definitely I enjoy knowing the fact you got the Dorito sandwich going on, and you got your KFC, and football season coming up, so ain't nothing like KFC with football. And I'm sure we'll be doing stuff with that as well, too. Yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by. I don't mean to be impolite, but I got to take a break, and I got to start mashing the sandwich, and I ain't sharing. So thank you all for stopping by. We'll take this quick first break, but be sure to get to your favorite KFC Nassau location. Drive-thrus are open to midnight, and tell them you want the Kentucky Doritos Kentucky chicken sandwich. Yeah. Doritos Kentucky chicken sandwich, the one Naughty was talking about on the show today, they can hook you up, and I promise you can thank me for it. And at KFC, let them do the cooking for you. From their kitchen to yours, it's always finger licking good.
And we also do the dishes.
That's good too. I got a bunch home right now you want me to bring me, y'all can do them too. We'll take a break and we'll be right back right here on Talking Heads. The Tuesday, June 24th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Take my BM to fight for the kids. Deposit the checks from my bank full of M's. Paid up my rent, now I'm up for the year. The view look crazy from here. What I paid for some dogs could've bought me veneers. Texas piece on my neck could've bought your career. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest.
He is the king of crunch, the master of flavor, and he's going to set your taste buds on fire with the new King Crunch sandwiches at Burger King Nassau. Crispy fried onions, pepper jack cheese, and bold chipotle sauce. Plus, fixins cover a crispy chicken patty or 2 flame grilled beef patties on BK's new King Crunch sandwiches that are bigger, better, and bolder than anything around. And they're only available at Burger King Nassau. Try one today.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Always on the go? Missed a show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Joe bringing these knives to school? He could do Junior in? For what? Well, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Pen. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next?
Alright, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So what are the boy?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the calls go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen. Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Tony Coles. Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back, saw the 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Pull up a 4 in a loco, tell them run this bitch back like so-so. Got this rap here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin, shout out to Bobo. Moved out the trenches, now look how we live. Tell my BM to furnish the crib. Walk out the mall with some shoes for the kids. Deposit the checks from my bank full of M's. Paid up my rent, now I'm up for the year. The view look crazy from here. What I pay for some dogs could've bought me veneers. Check this piece on my neck, could've bought your career. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Stuffing Cali blood weed in the blunt. Let my little brother roll him a Dutch. My little boy get whatever he want. Madam T don't be asking for much. Pour and lean on the nuggets and runch. Spill the rest of that drink in a punch. Left wrist on some I had to stunt. Right wrist, I just did it because 600 the label, you know how we coming. Tell them they ain't taking nothing. Standing on business, we shooting or punching. Hey man, go get you some money. I just got off a tour, finna go on another one. Album done, finna drop me another one. Couple of M's, finna run up another one. Super Bowl ring, I had to go double. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Hey.
You got it locked and loaded to the Tuesday, June 24th edition of Talking Heads. Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Purdy should be zooming in short order. Keep an eye out for him. Texter. Naughty, it's already after 5 and I hear you talking no sports yet. What happened, man? Can I not enjoy my Doritos Kentucky chicken sandwich? Kentucky was just here. They draw me over the chicken sandwich. I can talk sports now. You mind if I get my munch on it too? Because, you know, I could multitask. I definitely could do that. So I just want to make sure, you know. All righty then. But we talking sports for sure now. We up into the 5 o'clock hour. Pearly should be joining us in short order. But like I said, Pearly, they said let Pearly in, man. Let Pearly in. We got lots to talk about. We post NBA. Now we got Major League Baseball going on. We got NFL coming up. So there is lots to talk about. Pearly is zoomed in. What's going on, Pearly Simo? Pearly, take your finger off the mute, Pearly. Boy. All right, you dropped off. All right, chime back in whenever you get a chance there, Pearly. And while we wait for Pearly, we'll talk sports. And we got to set it off like we do each and every time with Today in Sports History. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Today is Wednesday, so you know it's happy hour at Naughty Johnny's. Well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza. Be sure to check them out. And let's see what happened on this day in sports history. June 24th. Wow, this was a busy day in sports history. 1911, John J. McDermott became the first American-born winner of the U.S. Open. I hear you, Pearly. 1922, the American Professional Football Association took the name of the National Football League. 1952, Eddie Arcaro became the first U.S.-born jockey to win 3,000 races. 1962, the New York Yankees beat the Detroit Tigers 9-7 after 22 innings. 1968, Jim Northrup of the Detroit Tigers tied a Major League Baseball record when he hit 2 grand slams in one game. 1971, the National Basketball Association modified its 4-year eligibility rule. 1979, Bob Watson of the Houston Astros hit for the cycle against San Francisco. On September 15, 1979, he became the first player to hit for the cycle in both leagues when he did it with the Boston Red Sox. 1980, the Atlanta Flames franchise moved to Calgary, Alberta. 2003, Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants became the first player to reach 500 home runs and 500 stolen bases. 2010, the NHL Board of the Governors approved the penalty for a lateral blindside hit to the head. The penalty, an illegal check to the head, was set as a 5-minute major penalty, an automatic game misconduct, and possible supplemental discipline from the league. 2010, John Isner defeated Nicholas Mahut after 11 hours and 183 games. The sets were 6-4, 3-6, 6-7, 7-9, 7-6, 7-3, and 70-68. And your sports quote of the day, Bob Richards, Paul Volcker, ingenuity plus courage plus work equals miracles. And that's a wrap on Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Pearly's chimed in. What's going on, Pearlissimo?
In this corner, chilling, relaxing, waiting to talk to you.
You got your finger off the mute button?
Yeah, actually, I had minimized it to tell you let me in, and then when I came back, it just went off.
It just went off.
Yeah.
All righty then.
So I had to sign in.
Well, here we go. Let's jump on in and let's get to the local sports scene. All right, all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. Jonquil Jones out 4 to 6 weeks. Liberty have lost 3 of their last 4 games with her being out, so let's see where that goes. You got VJ Edgecombe poised to become the 3rd pick of the Philadelphia 76ers in the draft. I think that's where he's going. Maury, the GM in Philadelphia, he's high on him. He really likes VJ, so I think that's where VJ is going to go.
Yeah, and there was another kid that was supposed to come and visit, and the kid decided he wasn't coming anymore. So he must have gotten news that, hey, you wasting your time. VJ can be the man.
Ace, what his name is, whatever his name is. Ace Bailey.
I can't remember his name. I think that's it, yeah.
That is his name, Ace Bailey. All right. We got the Queens of Paradise series, provided the Smoke. The Atlanta Smoke won the inaugural Queens of Paradise Women's Professional Softball Series at the Andre Rogers Stadium over the weekend. It was a great turnout, 3 exciting games. And I'm sure people are looking forward to doing it again next year with more teams and having the Smoke come back to defend the floating trophy.
They put a TikTok out and say the Bahamas get the best between Indians music.
You got to, give props to myself and DJ Melody, who was holding it down. DJ Melody from Don't Blink. And she was throwing it down. And I'll be honest with you, I got to shout out Lucius Fox. Lucius knows his music, bro. Lucius, wicked at it. He knows all the hits. So the in-between music was off the chain. I'm glad they enjoyed it. And then that goes right up there with the PA announcing too. I'm no great Pearly, but I try. Because
Not bad.
You do it on an international level with the Caribbean World Series. And I tip my hat to you for that.
Enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that.
I didn't have it as hard as you. I only had 2 teams to deal with. You had multiple teams to deal with.
Many Latino names. That couple I screwed up. Thank God you were there to help me.
There you go. But I'm glad to see they're doing. I'm glad to see, we have a female version, a Don't Blink available for them during the year as well, too, now. So I think it should be well attended again now. It becomes latest Bahamian to qualify for World Championships. And we're talking about Camille Rutherford is the latest athlete from the Bahamas to qualify for the Tokyo World Championship. She ran a lifetime best of 10.96 seconds in the women's 100 meters to finish second in that event at the Bob Viggers Classic at Alumni Stadium in London, Ontario, Canada on Sunday. So there you go. And that's a wrap on the local sports scene. And we're going to get in.
Why are we not having a national track and field championships this year?
No, Pearly, say it ain't so.
Well, if we did, it should be this weekend coming up.
I
haven't heard anything at all.
I heard rumblings, but I didn't hear anything official.
Maybe if Sheldon is around, hopefully he can. And,
Is Sheldon next door? Mr. Producer, Sheldon next door? Tell Sheldon, look here, please. We need it. We need his expertise. I'm sure we get an answer in a second to that. But while we wait on Sheldon, Pearly, like I said, we got to get to who's in and who's out, all brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. And who's in and who's out, Pearly, a lot of moving and shaking going on in the NBA, a lot of trades already.
Yeah, I see KD going to Houston. I'm
KD gone to Houston?
They were given the odds of OKC repeating. I don't know.
Listen to me. KD gone to Houston. Drew Holiday ended up getting traded by the Celtics last night. He got traded to Portland for Anthony Simmons and 2 draft picks. And now I see more moving and shaking today too. So let's keep an eye on it.
Someone got traded today.
Well, more on the verge of being traded. Drew Holiday, your guy, Sheldon, was traded yesterday.
I saw that.
But there's more rumors now that some other players.
I think the Celtics can take a step back, particularly with all the injuries, and they have some salary cap issues. I think they're gonna.
We'll
Anyway,
be in the
Sheldon,
playoffs.
he can probably answer that better.
We'll
than
be
me.
in the playoffs just to buy some time until Tatum comes back. I expect him to be back close to the end of the year. It's all about chemistry and playing right at the right time, playing well at the right time.
And I think it's been proven you can have a crappy record once you're hot in the playoffs and you get in at the right time.
Hey, Miami has done a couple times playing from the interior and making it to the
There you
finals.
go.
So anything is possible, man. We'll be in the playoffs for sure.
Okay, now here's another trade for you that just came through. The New Orleans Pelicans are trading C.J. McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 pick in Wednesday's draft. So more moving and shaking going on.
Interesting.
The Wolves have interviewed, the Knicks are interviewing Wolves assistant coach Nori, so we'll see what that happens. And then something interesting, you had Damian Lillard, Tyrese Halliburton,
and Tatum.
all injured in the same offseason and all wear the number 0.
Same injury too.
Yeah, same injury.
Achilles.
And all wearing number 0.
Tatum and Halliburton is the right Achilles and Lillard was the left Achilles. But yeah, same injury.
And when I think of Achilles, I always think of Kobe popping his and hitting the 2 free throws and walking off the court, not laying down on the court and screaming and crying and kicking up and freaking out. But that's just me.
Man, if you throw Kyrie Irving in there, you have a lot of stars that are going to be missing a lot of time next
Yes,
season.
indeed.
You know?
Yes, indeed. And I think we'll see it. We'll see it next year. More as we talk about it, we'll actually see it play out next year. Some of these key ingredients, the teams are going to be injured. They're going to have to redo a lot of rosters. Now, what we asked you for, your expertise on, Sheldon,
Yes.
we know you are all things sports here in the 242, but especially track and field. What's going on with the national championships?
National championships are set for August 1st and 2nd.
There you go, Pearly.
The reason why it's so late this year is because the World Championships are late.
Okay.
Right? So there are normally 3 windows that are granted by World Athletics in terms of hosting your national championships. August 1st and 2nd was one of those windows. We decided to take advantage of the late hosting to get our athletes ready for the World Championships. That's going to be the major competition this year. So the World Championships are in September 13th. They'll fine-tune themselves for the World Championships after the Nationals.
Okay.
All right.
Because I know a lot of countries have theirs all around, like particularly Western Hemisphere countries. Pretty much always had it around the same weekend, which pretty much I think it was the last weekend in June most times.
Normally it's around the same time, and that is because of the windows that are granted by World Athletics. See, they normally grant you but 3 windows based on the competitions that they have set throughout the year, right? So it doesn't conflict with any Diamond League schedule. Grand Slam is out now, so it doesn't conflict with any Grand Slam schedule or any major meet, right? So it's normally in June, normally the 3rd weekend in June, and then 2 other windows that they will grant you throughout the course of the year.
Okay.
Throughout the summer.
So the American Summit there's this weekend though.
The Americans were. I think it might be either this weekend or next weekend. I'm not too sure, but it's normally over a week. It isn't 3 days like us, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah.
they are because their national championships are so vast and they got to cover so many athletes and so many events, they're stretched throughout the entire week.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're Monday till about Sunday.
All right.
You see? So
now we're all caught up. Now we know.
But ours are going to be hot, man. We just had another athlete run under 11 seconds on the weekend in the women's 100 meters. That's Camille Rutherford. She ran a place in the best time of 10.96 seconds. So now we have 2 female athletes running under 11 seconds for the year. And I can't tell you the last time we've had 2 female athletes doing that. You know, we might have to go all the way back to the days of the Golden Girls, right? I can't remember.
What are our chances of putting any of the relays in this time?
I think we could put a female 4x1 team together. When you look at what Anthea Charlton has done, 10.87. Camille Rutherford, 10.96. Anthony Strong, she's still out there. She ran 10.92 last year. She hasn't run as good this year, but she normally gets better, closer and closer to the national championships. She has a season best of 11.34. I think she's going to get closer to the 11-second mark or probably under this year. We also have Devon Charlton, who could give you a leg. She's a hurdler, but she could give you a leg in the relay. Charisma Taylor could give you a leg in the relay. Yeah, Brian.
I forgot about Charisma.
Yeah, Brian Bethel is competing again. We have two collegiate athletes are running very well. Shatalia Dorset and Divine Parker is back running again. So I think we could feel a very good women's 4x1 team that will qualify for the World Championship in a competition where there's two other nations competing. So that's one of the prerequisites from World Athletics. You have to have 2 other nations in that race. So once we could do that, I think we could feel a time that would be fast enough for us to qualify. Remember, there's only 2 other slots left because 14 of the 16 teams qualify through the World Relays. So there's only 2 other slots left, and if we could put 4 girls together who are running very fast in a competition with 2 other nations, I feel we could qualify.
All right, on another...
What about men 4x1, 4x4, and the women 4x4? Well, women 4x4 maybe not, but what about men 4x1 and 4x4? Do we have any chances there?
The men 4x1, I believe we could do it. I believe the 4x4 might be a bit of a challenge. Well, the 4x1 would be a bit of a challenge too for the men. The mixed 4x4, I like our chances in that. I think we could field between 5 and 6 athletes who could give you a good time in their respective genders. For the men, we're looking at what Wendell Miller has done this year. He's running 45 this year. Alonzo Russell is running 45 this year. We also have some young athletes coming up like Zion Miller, right? Zion Shepard is battling back from a hamstring injury that he suffered. We also have a couple other guys out there. Quentin Ellis comes to mind. A couple other guys out there could probably give you a good 45, 46 leg, right? On the woman's side.
My last question, how is the Shawnee doing? Is she back?
Well, all I heard about Shawnee is that she's back in training. That's all I heard about her. And, she suffered an injury right before the Olympics last year. So I think she would have had sufficient time to recover from that. She's no longer training with Lance Brumman in Orlando. She's back home training. So, and Shawnee is the type of athlete, when she's healthy, she's going to be top notch. So we have about a month left before the national championships. I expect her to be in top form for that.
All right. You have any updates on the AID Junior Nationals? I know we covered the preliminary results that the Guardian covered, obviously, through the younger age groups, but I know the older divisions wrap up today. Any updates?
Not as yet. Tanaj is probably doing the story on that now. So I'm just waiting for her to finish her article, and then I can see what's going on for today. But I don't have any results from today. All
right, Tex, we gave you the results from the other day, but I promise you tomorrow when I hit the air, we'll definitely touch base on the tennis Friday as well.
Tomorrow, I'll give them
Well, Pearlie will do that tomorrow, yeah, because Pearlie's here tomorrow, and me and MJ will be in on Thursday and Friday. You got it. All right, Pearlie. Because, we got a big switch up this week.
But all across the board, we're doing some good things this summer, man. Baseball, basketball, track and field, swimming.
I think it's safe. VJ safe going at number 3 for the Sixers.
Top 5. I'm looking at number 3, yeah.
Sixers.
I'm looking at number 3.
Maury is all over this kid. He's in love with him already.
Man, we got a draft party in the newsroom tomorrow night.
Ace Bailey, I think Ace Bailey is hurting his stock in this draft, not showing up to interviews, not showing up to I think he's hurting his stock.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be drafted before VJ in any event. I was looking at Cooper Flag one and probably, what's the name of the next kid?
The kid from Rutgers.
Yeah,
the guard. I can't remember his name.
Is it Harper something?
It's Harper something, and people are high on him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be number 2, and then I think VJ number 3.
And don't forget, though, Dallas may not go with Cooper Flag. They may go with the international player.
That's a possibility.
Because their GM Nico Harris is. Come on now.
What's the name of the international player again?
somebody from
I read the article with his name, but I can't remember his name.
You had about 15 international players who dropped out of the draft last week.
Yeah, but there's one in particular we were talking about.
I gotta pull up his name now, but I think VJ is poised to have a great tournament.
Yeah, I think VJ is set at number 3. He already practiced. He already worked out with the Sixers twice, right? And according to reports, they like what they see with him. So yeah, I think he's gonna go at number 3. Which would be the highest of odds since DeAndre Ayton.
And now I'm hearing some other stuff too that
you know what could be very interesting.
What could be interesting?
Well, what is going to happen? We're going to be the first country outside the United States to have 3 top 10 picks in the last 10 years.
Wow. That's yeah.
3 top 10 picks in the last 10 years. Buddy at number 6, Aiden at number 1, and we expect VJ to go very high tomorrow.
Like I said, I'm trying to find this name. Now it seems like the Mavs are stuck on Flag.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Flag.
But it was an international player that they were interested in it. And Nico Harris could actually pull the trigger on that as well. Because Nico is prone to do fool.
It's a slight chance, I think. I can't see them drafting anybody other than Cooper Flag, to be quite honest.
And then since we're talking local, one more thing before we get out of here. You know, our Yankees, we dropped one yesterday, but Jazz been hitting the cover off the ball.
Man, he had a bad day yesterday. He was over 4 yesterday. But before that...
Now his average up to 242, by the way, too, which I thought was ironic, which was for a moment, it was great, you know?
And when he got injured, it was like, what, 130 or 140 or
It was
something like
189, and he got it all the way up to 242. The last month that he's been back, I mean, he was voted Yankees Player of the Month because of the batting average. On-base percentage was ridiculous, 380 average. You know, the home runs, the 11 RBIs, and he seems to be comfy.
He's comfortable. He had about 2 or 3 games where he had 3 hit performances, right? So his average is like, what, 240 now, 250, something like that?
But he's at 237 after yesterday's game.
237, yeah, because he's over 4 yesterday.
Because Cincinnati put the thing on him yesterday, but they put the whole thing on us. Only Judge had that dinger early, and the rest was it.
Yeah, we got Rodon going tonight, though, so I think we're
gonna need some pitching, though.
Yeah, the pitching been going pretty good, you know.
Yeah, but I think you could load up somebody like Drobit Vivas, who we got in that Dodger trade, in between the minors and the big leagues, who played well when he came up for this cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You got a potential, you get like some pieces or a draft pick here or two, and trade for Brubeck in Kansas City. I think he'd be a perfect guy to come in and eat innings and play in the American League East. He could hang.
Yeah.
Plus, he's done well against Baltimore of his career and the Red Sox over his career. The Rays kind of got his number, but that's all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like our pitching. You know, I think we just need to be more consistent offensive-wise, man. You know, you have to find time for Rice, right? Especially with Stanton back now, right?
But we just make Stanton the DH and put Rice on first.
Yeah, but then they got Goldschmidt playing first.
Well, Goldschmidt can play first, but where else could Rice play? Outfield or infield? Rice can move around.
What I understand is going to try him with the catcher for a bit. I understand that. I haven't seen it yet.
Rice strikes me as one of them kids, and you know him, who play any position growing up.
Yep.
Oh, Coach, I used to play catcher, I can play left field, I just play everywhere.
Just want to play, you know.
Springer is like that too. George Springer.
Yep.
I mean, he used to play every position coming up. Now, obviously, they keep him to the infield, but...
Yeah. But I mean, a kid like Rice, he has 12 home runs on the yard. That's why you got to find playing time for him. You know?
You got to play.
He's in the cover of the ball.
Listen, I like that Rice for the future. I like Jazz for the future. I like Volpe for the future. I like a couple other pieces that they got there, too, as well. I think the Yankees can be all right. Obviously, Judge.
And Jason Dominguez as well. You know, players coming up in the pipeline, so...
And I'm sure, you know, we're talking Yankees now. Pearlie's going to interject about his Dodgers. So go ahead, Pearlie.
Pearlie taking a break.
Or Pearlie on mute. Pearlie trying to probably find a Dodger.
I'm good. I'm good. I mean, we got chalk. I mean, I should never say chalk because there's no such thing as chalk. But we're in Colorado today. You know, and
oh, you got the Rockies today?
You can't overlook nobody in.
I betting that for sure.
Man, we just coming off a 6-game losing streak. I see the Mets lose, must be about 7 or 8 or something like that.
But there's the Dodgers did their little share losing early in the year. I'd rather it happen early than late. So
we went 29 games playing teams over 500, and we went 17 and 12 against them. Now we playing some lowly teams. We took 3 out of 4 from the Giants and 2 out of 3 from the Padres.
All right.
Well, we created a little bit of separation in that division. So y'all created a little bit of separation in that division.
But that's still a tight division with their
3.5 on the Giants and 6 on the Padres right now.
Okay.
All right. But we got to get into the pick. Sheldon, I appreciate you, man.
Anytime,
Stopping by
bro.
and getting us caught up. And, you know.
Hey, bro.
How's your nephew doing, man? Good? The pool prodigy?
He's doing real good. He's home for summer right now, but
Drake University, right?
yeah, Drake University in his sophomore year in Drake now. Just came back from a pool tournament in Orlando. He won the 8-ball singles in that.
Right.
And he was, I think, 7th in the 9-ball singles. So he's doing pretty good, man. Still only 18 years old.
Yeah, man.
So
He's doing his thing, man.
he's doing
Props
his
to him.
thing.
When he get a chance to let's get an interview, even if it's via Zoom or whatnot.
Or I can bring him in the studio.
Whenever you're ready, let's do it. He here next week?
He's here this week and next week.
Next week we can line it up and we can get him in. I want to chop it up with him. For
Good
sure.
stuff, man. Sounds good.
All right,
Curly,
nice.
talk to you later, brother.
All right. Appreciate you,
Okay,
Sheldon.
big time, bro.
Anytime, man. All right, guys.
All right, we got to slide in right now.
Sheldon, before you go,
Hey, I'm here.
NFL coming up. Don't leave me out this time. Okay.
Man, you said I was supposed to get you from last time. My
For
apologies.
Lord's sake, not for my sake, not for your sake, but for Jesus' sake. Make sure Pearly in it.
Pearly, no, they ain't gonna let me forget you.
Because now, you know, I had some second, thirds in this league, but I want Pearly in it for this year. When I win, I want Pearly there.
Gotcha.
To say he was part of the cut skin that I laid down.
Well, you know, I gotta let him beat me either, so.
But I know,
Yeah,
but I'll
that's
tell
good.
you something. I already heard some rumblings from some chat groups. Y'all could go ahead and get your AI all you want. Y'all could do that.
Yeah, I can't help you.
AI can't help you. Only Jesus could help you. Just remember that.
That's in the words of Chris Berman. That is why you play the game.
Gotta play to win.
Gotta play to win. All right, here we go, Pearly. We got your picks all lined up to you, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. The game, you know, the friends you trust, and the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. We got WNBA action tonight, Pearly. Let's get it in so we can get out of here. We got a great Final 15 today. Rich Eisen breaking down the bombshell that Aaron Rodgers dropped. This is going to be his last year in the NFL.
Should have been last year, but anyway.
Yeah, but do you know the Rooneys and the link they have with the NFL and all of that? Could do you think it might be served up to Pittsburgh this year?
Well, we'll see.
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened.
All right, here we go. We got the Atlanta Dream 3-10 taking on the Atlanta Dream taking on the 3-10 Dallas Wings. 3-10 Dallas Wings. I like the Atlanta Dream. Strong 10-14.
Yeah, they're coming off a loss, so I like them too.
Coin flip right here, buddy. Los Angeles Sparks and the Chicago is going to be a spark next year. I'm going to take the Sparks over the Sky in the money line. I wouldn't lay the 5.5 though.
I think the Sky need to fire their coach because I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm going to take the Sky on the money line as well.
There you go. We got the Minnesota. You should take the Sky plus the 5.5, Pearly.
You know what? I'm going to take the Sky plus the 5.5.
There you go. You got the Minnesota Lynx minus 7.5 against the Washington Mystics. I like the Lynx to win this game, but I think the 7.5 is too much on the road. So give me the Lynx and the money line.
What's the Mystics record? What's the records?
Something like 4-9 or 5-9, something in that neighborhood. You got
you know what? I'm going to take actually Minnesota been playing some really good basketball. I'm going to take them and the points.
All right, buckle up, Pearly. We got your homegirl, Caitlin Clark.
Excuse me. Don't insult me. And see, you're not allowed to curse on the radio. Don't make me do it, please.
Okay.
My girl is Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. I know your girl is Angel
And
Reese.
just for that, I'm going to take the Storm and the points tonight.
Well, the Storm is 9-5 favorites. Seattle is favored by 3.5, and I like them to win tonight too. I'll take them.
I'm going to take him on the points just to be bold.
Okay, and then that's who we got. Let me see if we got any.
And go ahead and take a couple pennies and drop on the Dodgers tonight.
Oh, you got the Las Vegas. Yeah, that's it for tonight. And the Dodgers is another one too. If you want a free pick to win, take the Dodgers minus 1.5 over the Rockies tonight. Bet it, set it, and forget it with the Island Game, and you will win.
Dry is starting to be more of a bullpen session, but Dry has been really good. These young pitchers, and I call them AAA pitchers, have really been doing well for the Dodgers with so many pitching injuries. You know, the Dodgers have used 34 different pitchers this year.
Wow. Anyway, Pearly, that's the cue right there. We got to get to the break. I appreciate you. You flying solo tomorrow. You got any special guests?
Nah, we're going to just do open line tomorrow, talk about some things. A lot of interesting stuff happening. So a lot of people, I don't want to tie people down to this one thing. So we're open tomorrow to talk whatever they want to talk.
All right, me and MJ will be in on Thursday and Friday, and yeah, that's how we'll do it. Good stuff, man. Quick break, flip side of the break. Rich Eisen taking us home for everybody who chimed in, texted in, called in. Good stuff. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Be good, Bahamas, and if you can't be good at it. And before I get out of here, Happy anniversary, MJ. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm coming straight home right now to Don't Stop, Get It, give you that lap dance I promised.
Oh, Lord. I wish I could see a video of that, but anyway.
Get your dollar bills ready and get the WD-40 for my bad hip and my bad knee. But I coming to shake that thunder from down under for you, baby.
Don't wear no spandex. Whatever you do, don't wear no spandex.
I'm not wearing anything, Pearly.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Don't stop, get it. I might put on a Speedo back in the day's sake, but when them dollar bills come out, them Speedo could be dropping.
But as long as you don't wear a thong, I'm good.
I look like Cisco to you, eh? Ain't no thong. Not here. Now, if MJ won't put on a thong, we'll rep for that, for sure. But anyway, that's a different story for another day.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. And you know we love you too, Pearly.
Love you both.
All right, man. Thanks so much. And I'm sure MJ's listening, but I'll convey the message. And like I said, we'll do it again tomorrow right here on Talking Heads. Deuces, we out.
Amen.
Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back to the 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Pull up a 4 in a loco. Tell them runners be back like so-so. Got this rap here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin. Shout out to Bobo. Moved out the trenches, now look how we live. Tell my BM to furnish the crib. Walk out the mall with some shoes for the kids. Deposit the checks from my bank for limbs.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Hear that? That's not just a crunch. It's the sound of flavor turning up. Introducing the Doritos Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, a delicious combination of KFC's juicy original recipe extra large filet, stacked with real Doritos nacho cheese chips for a loud, cheesy crunch in every bite. It's bold, it's crunchy, and it's only $8.95. Everyone's chasing the crunch. Don't be the one who missed it. KFC and Doritos, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
Looking for tech solutions without the hassle? Since 1941, the Armory Company has been the Bahamas' trusted tech partner. From access control and cloud video surveillance to smart home setups and laptop repairs, we handle it all. Need a repair? We've got you covered, no matter where you bought it. Can't find what you need? Call us at 397-1600 for a custom solution. Visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street with delivery to all family islands. The Armory Company, where your tech problems meet their match.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Tony Coles.
Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back to the 4-5.
My buddy Pat McAfee for giving us on this day some football news. And I will take that as a from Pat.
Yeah, you should thank him.
Yeah. I just did.
Send him a text. Thanks for the early birthday
Thanks for the early birthday present to give us some fresh new NFL news on the last Tuesday of June. That's when Aaron Rodgers appeared on Pat's show for the first time since signing with the Steelers and gave everybody a sense of how he views this season and his career finishing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal. Steelers didn't need to, put any extra years on that or anything. So, this was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace for the career that I've had. I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run, and I've enjoyed it. And what better place to finish than in one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL with Mike Tomlin and a great group of leadership and great guys in the city that expects you to win.
So put a pin in that. Let's just say the Steelers are 9-1, right, through the first 10 games, and Rodgers looks like an MVP candidate. Will we hear again from him that maybe this isn't it?
Maybe.
I know he's laughing over there because he doesn't think the Steelers are going to go 9-1.
Or Will Howard is starting in Week 11.
I would be if he's starting in Week 11 because Rodgers is ineffective. He's starting in Week 11 potentially because Rodgers is hurt. Now it's possible. But I think if Rodgers is out for a week or two, that would be Mason Rudolph country. Will Howard only starts in Pittsburgh this year if an absolute disaster happens, like it did in Rodgers' first year with the Jets. And I'm not going to go down that road, but it does absolutely color the sense of how this is going to work in Pittsburgh. That, all right, who's better, DK Metcalf or Garrett Wilson / Devontae Adams? Who's better, Jaylen Warren, the rookie out of the nation's heartland, out of Terzo's state of Iowa, or Breece Hall? Who would you rather have offensively? Last year didn't work out for Rodgers and the Jets. So this year shouldn't work out, except for the fact that you will not have the head coach fired after Week 5. You will not have an offensive coordinator chosen by Rodgers who clearly couldn't figure out how to make it work, didn't get the time to make it work. You won't have a threat of being benched from Art Rooney before firing Mike Tomlin, as we learned. Everything that happened last year, not just Rodgers' fingerprints on it. And, I don't know who, was it Jerry Dulac? Was somebody else saying that this is different for Rodgers? If he's saying he's going there with peace and love and happiness and, the language that causes the 4-time Super Bowl champ from their past to tell him to go chew on bark and stuff like that. But I'm basically saying I'm going to the cornerstone franchise of the Steelers to finish my career with Mike Tomlin. And, it's different than with the Jets, where he is the center of the universe, the cult of personality, to come in and please change just come and change our culture. Come and, show us how it's done. We just had some rookie here who didn't meet the moment in years 2 and 3, and we're done with him. And we're finished with him. Or come here and teach him the ropes because he doesn't have to play here now. Well, maybe you're here for a year or two and we reset with Zach Wilson. Don't forget, that's how he arrived. And he set things up the way he wanted it set up with the Jets, from his hand-picked play caller to, even though he swore there wasn't a list of people that he wanted, that he gave to the Jets, there's certainly a lot of his former teammates just started showing up on the roster. Haven't seen that happen yet in Pittsburgh. So if he's going there and saying, I'm part of your system, I'm out of the business of, roster choices, and I'm out of this business, it's a totally different set of circumstances walking into Pittsburgh than when he walked into New York that clearly didn't work out and won't be causing any headwinds to occur in his face. And he's also a year removed from his Achilles. I'm giving you, obviously, a rosier approach than what a lot of others, including, obviously you, Chris, are looking at this as. But just hearing that, if that is in fact his mindset, and then he gets on the same page with Arthur Smith, who we send our condolences to, his dad, Fred, passed away this week. We send our best to him and his family. That once the grieving process is over, he's back at the football work with Rodgers. They figure out a way on making Rodgers comfortable and the system doing what Tomlin brought Smith in to do, and Tomlin's kind of sitting there shepherding that process. This could work. Now, what does it look like? Another 10-7 season that we're wondering if Rodgers is the right guy in January, on the road in Kansas City, on the road in Buffalo, on the road in Baltimore. Who the Steelers, as we all know, played 3 times last year. Didn't work out. So, how's that going to look? Must-see TV every single time. We're going to have a front row seat, as we said. That's why the schedule makers put the Steelers at the Jets first off. They saw it coming. Ireland against Minnesota, Green Bay. All that. We're going to have a front row seat to it. An early bye, figure stuff out if they need it. Early reset. I hear that, and it's just like, okay, if that is in fact his approach, I know we just took one soundbite. All with the fact that he knows this is his last rodeo. And he's just going to tee it up, let it fly, get his mind right, go to work. And the Steelers know he's a bridge quarterback. He knows that there's nobody right there. He's not looking over his shoulder going, oh, wait a minute. He's kind of all set up in a way.
Yeah, he's there for a good time, not a long time.
An offensive line that I think is better than the one that was in front of him last year. A running game and a running approach. We had Schlereth this last week that when he chatted with Rodgers in a pre-broadcast conversation prior to him torching the Jaguars late last year. The run game was a mess. The running schemes were a mess. That won't be a problem in Pittsburgh. A lot of things that were problems for him. Achilles injury and coming back from the Achilles injury and ownership coming out of nowhere reportedly to say bench him after 4 weeks, firing the coach after 5, replacing the offensive coordinator he handpicked in the middle of all of it. Run scheme off the charts. Listen, he had some poor Rodgers play on top of it. I'm not saying that he had nothing to do with the disaster that unfolded last year in year 2 for New York, but a lot of the circumstances will not be in Pittsburgh, and the way he's being brought into Pittsburgh is completely different than the way he's brought into New York. The culture's already established there. It's not like, hey, Aaron, show us how to do it. You remember the Hard Knocks? Hard Knocks was basically a commercial for Rodgers' greatness and the love that the fan base had for him. Hey, Rodgers is here. Hey, Rod,
yeah.
Right? I know you're skeptical.
It was well edited. Yeah, I'm very skeptical.
You have every right to be.
I don't think this is going to work.
Jeff Ulbrich was pointing out, remember the defensive coordinator in his film session?